Good morning, my dear students. It's a very great pleasure being with you today. You are in 8th standard this year, right? Aren't you very happy sitting in this class? Last year you had very pleasure days in 7th standard. This year you will have to confront with new lessons, new chapters, new items in different classes. I hope that you have enjoyed your vacations in a splendid manner, right? Anyway, let us discuss about the world. Today, let us have a discussion on our world. See, we belong to this universe, right? We are the sons and daughters of the world. People who come from abroad, they are labeled as foreigners, of course. Whatever or wherever they come from, doesn't matter, they are all human beings, right? They come from a different culture. They speak another language. But have you ever thought we are all human beings? We live in one world, even though we have different physical appearance, physical or financial status, or natural status also, of course, when you come from another country, but we are all unique, and we include, or we are included in one family. See, if you consider world as single one, we always call it a one world. Okay, so one world and one family. So if you consider world as a family, we are all brothers and sisters. We can't call or we can't consider other people who come from another country as foreigner or not, or any outdoors, or where we can't say that they are not my relatives and all. If you consider the world is one, so that is why one world. Actually, even though it's a single family, okay, even though it is one family, it has never been smaller. It's a big thing, a big family, very wide. Geographically very wide. So, but now the technology, the technology developed every year, new technologies have come to the world. So, as a result of the invention of new technologies, this world has become small. How? Not geographically, technically it has become smaller. This technology, this new technology or innovative technologies brought us together. So it has become smaller. So suppose your father is in America. If you would like to talk to the person now, you are able seeing and talking. Who helped it? Who will help you to do that? Oh, of course, the answer will be always same. The technology helped you to see each other. Even though the world has a very big arena platform, it's a very big one, we can't even measure. We can measure, of course, but telling. And see, we human beings have been connected to each other with the help of technologies. We belong to the world, we live in this world, we live on the earth. Of course, we are one of the parts and parcel of the nature. We are the one of the animals in the world, in this family. See, if you look around the surrounding, you will be able to see many things, vegetations, animals, wild animals, tamed animals. So, we have been discussing about the world and family system. See, we all belong to this family, and we are the only animals that can think and act, not other animals. So, we are always we relate to our community, our nature. We are the only animals that explore and exploit nature. So, when we exploit the nature, the ecosystem or the natural existence disappears. See, if you exploit in a limited manner, exploit in the sense with care, you have to handle with care. Otherwise, what will happen? The ultimate or the result of this exploitation will be something dangerous. We cannot imagine. So, since we belong to this particular world, we have some responsibility towards our nature. We are one of the animals that live in this earth, right? So, and we are the only animal who exploit the world or nature the most. No other animals exploit like human being. They do not, normal animals do not trespass to the human community, the world of human community. But we people or human beings trespass into the animal world. We destroy their world, their residence, of course, the forest. But when we destroy something, we have to think whether it is it is reusable or not. We must know whether we can reuse or remake it. We have to conserve it properly. So, in the first lesson, you will be able to see the stories of different persons who are so attached to the forest or natural vegetation. Okay. Let us see. We are all family. It's generally accepted that our ancestors shared a closer intimacy with the world of nature than does modern man. See, first in the evolution, the beginning of evolution, at the beginning, we shared a mutual understanding, mutual understanding with the nature. We were wanderers. So what, we always had a mutual understanding with the nature. It's generally accepted that our ancestors shared a closer intimacy with the world of nature than does modern man. We do not care about the this one world of nature. We do not care, we do not give much importance. In fact, what we do, we just exploit it without any limit. We do not have any limit in exploiting the nature. Though early man hunted animals for food, the general interaction was one of the respectable coexistence. See, then you will tell me, sir, no, you are incorrect. You are not at all correct, because even early man hunted animals. Then how can you tell that they just have a close intimacy or closer intimacy with the nature? Of course, they had that intimacy. They always kept that intimacy with the nature, because hunters hunted animals only for the food. Wanderers of the world, the first person or first human beings, they were wanderers. They never had a settled life. So they wandered here and there. They used to hunt animals only for the purpose of food. They would never, or they did not hunt animals unwantedly. They wanted food, they hunted animals. So that in that case we can't say that they used to exploit the nature without any limit. Okay, so they always had a respect, they always kept respect towards nature. Understood? Yes. However, with the passage of time, so initially say human beings had used to keep mutual understanding with the nature, but by the passage of time and the advent of civilization, man's relationship with nature grew more distant and even destructive. So we were very close to the nature in the initial stage of our evolution. Gradually what happened? Gradually we separated from the nature. We keep a long distance. We are at a long distance of the nature. We do not have any intimacy with the nature now. And why it happened? See, we thought that we are the only animals who have dominant power, dominancy. That attitude towards the nature came grew in our mind. So this resulted in one thing. What? This actually resulted in this destructive state of construction. We just separated from the nature. Okay. So what happened? Where in the beginning we were very close to the nature, we started settling down here and there, we started building families. Okay. So gradually what happened? We slowly separated from the nature. That relationship has been banished, or has been gone, or has been disappeared, or vanished from our. So some were domesticated to serve man's needs. So what happened? Initially we used to deal with them in a polite manner. Later we started catching them unwantedly. We started domesticating them for our personal use, because now you are ruling over, or we started ruling over the animals, but always on man's terms and in an environment that was safe and familiar. But what happens if one of the man or animal is taken out of this familiar environment and placed in close contact with the other? If you are say what dealing with nature in a polite, in a lovely manner, it will definitely respond in that way only. If you love an animal, it will love you. You have to give, then only you will get. In the initial stage of our evolution, we used to have this mutual understanding, but gradually we lost it. Everything happened, or everything started happening. Okay, in this first section, you will come across with stories of different person who live closely with the nature. Okay. See, in the first one, you are seeing Rothschild giraffes in Kenya. Okay. The Giraffe Manor. Giraffe Manor is a large country house on a larger piece of land, very big, just like a mansion. So, Giraffe Manor is housed on over 100 acres of land in suburban Nairobi in Kenya. Suburban means outskirts of Kenya. Nairobi in Kenya. So, it's a Giraffe Manor is housed on over 100 acres of land. It is situated in 100 acre of lands. It was constructed by Sir David Duncan in 1932. It was constructed manually, so it was constructed by Sir David Duncan in 1932. The house has been a long line of owners over the years. Even though Sir David Duncan constructed it in 1932, it has already been handed over to many people. Each family who take up residence on this estate shares a common aim. Even though it has been handed over to many people, everybody of them has a unique aim. What is that aim? To protect the endangered breed of the Rothschild giraffes who live there. So, what is endangered? Liable to becoming extinct. They are at the verge of extinction. So, it has already been handed over to different persons, but everyone who came to or who bought that particular piece of land has a particular aim. What is that aim? To protect the endangered breed of the Rothschild giraffe who live there. There is a very different piece of giraffe. So, Rothschild giraffes who live there. So, in order to protect them. The current inhabitants of the Giraffe Manor are members of the Carr-Hartley family. Okay, Hartley family, who purchased the house and surroundings estate in 2009. So, they purchased that piece of land and the Giraffe Manor in 2009. The giraffes are more like cohabitors, just like family members. Okay. But see, in a harmony way, just like family members, cohabitors of the land than these pets of the owners. They are just like see, these giraffes of the land have the experience as in meeting human beings. So, those who come to the land always shared a particular character. They loved animals. So, these giraffes are not at all afraid of these people. So, they would come to them to interact. That means they would mingle with them. They did not have any do not have any problem. So, this family also shared the same character. The herd of animals interacts freely with the animals. Interaction, dealing, including the children and the guests. They are not at all afraid of any people who live in this manner. The animals of this particular piece of land would freely interact with people who live in that manner. Okay? So, they are not at all scared of these people. The giraffes are known to cross the estate and arrive at the manor in time for breakfast with the family every morning. So, they know, see, suppose when you see in your house, see foods are made in the kitchen. You know this time, see, by this 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock you would go to the kitchen and would ask for the breakfast or lunch or whatever be. Okay. See, you know the time of the breakfast, you know the time of your lunch, you know the time of your supper. That time you would go there or you are going to have it. So, just like that, animals who live in this estate know the time of breakfast. So, this particularly giraffes, what would they do? They would cross the estate and would visit the manor every morning, just like a family member. The Carr-Hartleys, who grew up in the same town where the house is located, are invested in continuing the legacy. So, they are committed to continue the legacy. Legacy means tradition. So, invested in continuing the legacy of the manor as a sanctuary for these animals. Sanctuary means a place of peace and safety. So, just like a sanctuary, just like a Punya Bhumi, you know, very divine place. So, animals would come to there for breakfast and for everything. Many of the giraffes are released into the forest when they grow up. So, when they are grown enough to, see, suppose when you are grown enough to travel alone, you will be sent by your parents, you will be freed from your family, you can travel anywhere as your wish. Understood? So, just like that, when they are grown enough, they would be sent, okay, to the forest. And the family thinks they are prepared for life outside. The owners have done this over the years, so the animals get a chance to breed and grow their numbers. So, now giraffes are not at all scared of these people. So, they can produce, they no need to worry about breeding. So, they can improve their numbers, they can deliver their children here, they can grow there. When only these people will allow this young one to go outside of this land only when they grow up. So, they will not be in any danger situation. Okay. This is about our Rothschild giraffes in Kenya. Now, let us study about Tippy. Okay, Tippy of the jungle, another interesting story of a young child who lived among the forest. Okay. It seems that for the first 10 years of her existence, Tippy Degree lived the life of a protagonist in some fabulous adventure tale. So, before going in detail about the Tippy of the jungle, you might have heard about Mowgli, you know. Mowgli always lived in the jungle, okay. Just like that, just like Mowgli, she also lived in jungle. So, just like protagonist means a leading character. It is no exaggeration that she has been called the real life Mowgli. So, you know what Mowgli did, the story of Mowgli also, that is an story by. Okay. So, you know the life of Mowgli, just like that here we are discussing about another real Mowgli, okay, real life Mowgli called Tippy. Tippy is her name. Okay. She was born to two French wildlife photographers and filmmakers in Namibia in 1990 and lived among the animals and indigenous population in the jungles of southern Africa. So, she was born to two wildlife photographers, not a common. Okay. So, she was born to that family. They were in Namibia. She was born in 1990. They lived in southern Africa. Okay. During her time there, she rode on the back of an ostrich. Oh, very interesting. Normally we buy bicycles or cycles or cars or any other things for riding, but she used the ostrich as a bike. Just imagine, as a bike. Okay, ostrich conversed with the elephant. Can you converse with elephants? Can you talk with elephants? But she did. She used to converse with elephants. Hiked in the woods with a cheetah by her side. Okay, she used to keep intimacy with a cheetah, and had her hand licked by leopard. Okay, see, the picture is also given there. Few young children can boast of having taken a casual afternoon nap, resting their heads on a tiger's stomach. Can you imagine? See, keeping your head after having your lunch, can you take a small rest on keeping your head on the stomach of a lion? It's not possible, but she did. It's an extraordinary. So, she was never harmed or hurt by any of the animals. That means, what can we understand from that? Of course, it is because of the friendly or the mutual understanding with the nature. If we give love, we will definitely get back it. Okay, that is an example. She had no fear. She did not realize that she was not the same size as Abu the elephant. She would look into its eyes and speak to him. Who said these words? Her mother. Okay, she said she never had any fear. She used to speak with the elephant Abu. She used to look into his eyes. She never had any fear. What an exaggerating or what a wonderful thing, right? Can anyone go there? Can you go there? No, I don't think so. Okay, anyway, this is the story of that. She was extensively photographed by her parents in a moving and heartwarming manner. We will, if you see, we have already discussed that she used it to ride on the backs of ostrich. A small girl riding on ostrich. Oh, what a wonderful scene it is, right? Can you go or can you ride? Anyway, I don't think. Then, what is most remarkable about these images is that they show us Chippy's sense of belongingness in the world. What does it show us? It shows that she has totally mingled with the nature. She is not a tourist on a jungle safari. She is part of the jungle as much as her financial. So, fictional counterpart Mowgli. Not financial, sorry for the mistake. Fictional counterpart Mowgli. So, this is about Chippy. Okay.